Well, hello there, barbecue friends. I am excited about what I'm going to share with you today. My lovely wife and I, we're going to do date night at home. When I say date night, we're going to cook us up a really nice steak. Just a beautiful tomahawk. Now, we're going to cook it here on the Louisiana Grills. We're going to prepare this dinner together, open up a bottle of wine, just going to have a great time. But as you know, my lovely wife doesn't like to be on camera. So you might see her hands here and there, but we're going to do this together. We're going to have some fun. I'll take you through the cook step by step, what I'm doing to get that beautiful steak to turn out perfectly. We'll prep everything together. I'll show you the vegetables we're going to grill and how we're doing it. Let's get this cook going. Now, the first thing what I'm going to do, I'm just going to empty out our old ash out of here, put some fresh charcoal in here, light it, get that lit, and get our temperature regulated here in the grill before we put that meat on. Now I got all the unburnt charcoal out of there. I should say I like to use a good brand of charcoal, clean burning brand of charcoal. And the reason is when this charcoal lights, especially when you have unburned charcoal in there, and then of course it starts engaging more to keep your flame going. There's no unpleasant smoke that comes out of this, or very little. Could just be me, but I prefer the Fogo brand. Okay, I got a generous amount of charcoal in there. I like to use my instant fire cups. For many reasons, I just find this is a superior fire starter with no chemicals in it. I'll put that in the center of my charcoal. Okay, here's what I got. I'm just going to light that. My torch lighter here. There we have it. We'll let that engage. Next, I'm only going to use my bottom grill grate for this cook. We'll put that right above the charcoal. I'll leave the lid open till I get a nice heater going in that charcoal. Then we'll close the lid and adjust our vents. Bring it back then. We got a really nice heat source going in our charcoal. So now I'm going to close our lid. We're going to start transferring that heat through the whole barbecue. The bottom vent, I just have a small opening there. The upper one I'm going to put just under the one. I want to try to get a temperature between 250, 275. And once we get that up there and maintain around that area, then we'll get the meat on. Well, I got this beautiful steak from our local butcher, the Butcher's Dozen. Let's unwrap this like we're unwrapping a gift, and I'll show you how beautiful this is. This is a AAA. Just a beautiful steak here. See that marbling on there, nicely trimmed up, and of course tomahawk style. We got that bone on there. Now let's talk about the cook a little bit. Now we're going to be doing a reverse sear on this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slowly bring this up to temperature. At the end, I want to achieve a medium rare. So if we were to throw this on the grill and try to get a medium rare over high heat, what we would get is the outer edges would turn brown, really cook, and it would slowly get a lot of brown till you get your proper temperature in the middle. So by reverse searing it, we're going to, at about 250, 275, it's going to slowly bring all the meat up to temperature without overpowering the outer layer. Once I achieve that temperature I'm looking for, then we'll pull it off the grill and we'll bring it back to sear it at the end. Now, it's a bit of a delicate piece of meat because once the fat starts to render on it, it wants to fall apart. So you can see my butcher already tied it up for me to try to keep everything together. So for the first part of this grill, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to start it on a cedar plank. So it's not going to get any direct heat from the coals. And using a cedar plank, it's just going to get some nice tenderness on there without any direct contact from the heat. And it'll be easy to move without disturbing the muscles that are in this meat. to maintain that structure. So I'm going to place it on the cedar plank. So as far as seasoning, I'm not going to season it till the end of the cook. And like I say, we're going to do this together. I'll show you what I'm doing. Just look at that. Outer edges on that. This thing's a monster. Nice piece of meat. So this is part of your prime rib roast, where you have all the bones, and this is sliced between the bones, and that's what gives you that nice thickness. Just a beautiful steak. Okay, so I'll bring you over to the grill. Okay, you can see I'm about that 250 degree mark, pretty much spot on where I wanted to be. So for the first part of this cook, I want to bring up the temperature of this meat to about 120. So I want to try to get this probe toward the center of the meat. Somewhere around here. Now let's get our meat on the grill. Get that cedar plank on there. All right, so here we have it on the cedar plank. Close our lid. So now our lid's closed, we're going to slowly bring that temperature of the steak up. I figure it's going to take about an hour or so for our interior temperature to get up there. So in the meantime, we'll get our vegetables ready, and I'll bring you back when we do the next step. All right, this steak has been on the grill for exactly 1 hour, almost to the minute. We achieved our interior temperature of 120 degrees. Let's go in for a closer look, see what we got. So you can see we reached our 120 degrees Fahrenheit on the internal temperature of our steak. Our dome temperature is around 275, so we're just maintaining that perfectly. 1 hour cook, turned out perfect. We'll go in for a closer look here, really see what's going on. You can see things are starting to happen. All that steak's just maintaining that nice red color. Like I say, some of the juices are starting to release. So what we're going to do at this point, I'm going to remove that thermometer probe. I'm going to take the cedar plank and all, place it on our tray. I'm going to cover that with a plate for now. Move this off to the side. Now with the lid open, we're just going to fuel that fire. It's just going to start coming up to temperature so we can get a nice sear on that steak. But in the meantime, got all these beautiful vegetables we're going to grill off. Get those ready. I'm going to start off with a cast iron pan. Put that on there. Add some olive oil. Put a little bit of butter in there. We're going to take our mushrooms. Add those to the pan. Just like that. Let those render down. See, we got some fresh parsley and some celery leaves from our garden. I'm going to chop that up fine here on the board. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, now we got some yellow zucchini here. Got some green zucchini. Gonna spray that with some olive oil here. Grind a little pepper. Grind a little salt. You can see this fire's really starting to heat up there. These mushrooms will render down there. Getting quite a hot flame going there. Of course, these tomatoes, they're not going to take much at all. We'll just set those on the grill. There we are. The last thing we're going to do is sear our steak. Okay, the zucchini is about as far as I want to go on here, so we'll take those off. Our tomatoes, all we're going to do flavoring the tomatoes is with that heat. They're not going to take much at all. I'll just pass those over the hot spot and they'll be ready to come off. So it's about as far as I want to go on there. We'll take those off. Okay, the tomatoes, like I say, just pass those quickly over the flame here. Yeah, that one's already starting to release there. Yeah, these tomatoes will pull off. Well, you can see the nice color we're getting on those. All right, we'll put that off to the side, get it ready for the board. All right, these mushrooms are starting to render down nicely here. Let's just give them another minute or so. You can tell because they kind of start shrinking down. All right, that's about as far as I'm going to take the mushrooms. All right, now it's time to sear off our steak here. Now, like I said, it's a bit of a delicate piece of meat, so I'm going to use a large spatula here to move it around. I'm going to put this side down to start off, just to get a sear on that edge. Then I'm going to drop this down and start searing the side. This was the side that was on the plank. Now it's a thick steak, so it's going to take a little longer than it would if you had a thinner steak. So we're not going to, normally I'd leave it on for about a minute, but with this I'll leave it on for about 2 minutes. You can tell by the flame when the fat starts dripping out, that's when it starts singing to you. It starts raining down and the flame starts jumping up. That's around the time I want to move it. So now I just want to rotate it. Something like that. Give it another minute or two. Our string's about to burn off, so we're not going to have anything kind of holding it together. You can see the meat's starting to tighten up. Okay, again, our flame's starting to dance up, so we know the drippings are going down. So now it's time to flip our steak over. Now we're talking. Look at that beauty. Okay, now, again, the flames are speaking to us. So we're going to rotate this. Something like that. We'll leave it a little bit longer here. All right, this tomahawk's ready to come off. Look at that beauty. All right, here we have it off the grill. Look at that. What a beauty. All right, well, that's off the grill. We're going to start cutting into it, but I want to do one final thing. Okay, so I put the frying pan back on there, put a little more olive oil, put some butter, put our fresh herbs, add a little salt and pepper. We'll let that render down. Just a quick cook here. Okay, once all the butter's melted, I'm going to take that off the heat. All right, let's close down our grill. Okay, all that's left, we're going to slice into the steak. We're going to lay it on our board and start putting everything together. So from here, of course, we're going to take off whatever string's left. Let's turn around here. So I'm start off by cutting off the bone, and you'll feel as you're cutting where you're going to meet resistance, just like that. We'll place that over on our presentation board, we'll call it, and then we'll start slicing into this. There, now that we're getting in the heart of the meat here, I'll just show you. Look at the sear on that. It's pink from edge to edge. The smell on here is just amazing. All right, now we got that all cut. What I'm gonna do, take my large spatula back up and lift the whole thing and set it on next to the bone as if it was all sliced next to it. All right, so we got that there. We'll start dressing our board. Tomatoes on there. Some came off the vine there a little bit. It's all right. Put some of our zucchini. You show that. All right, now we'll take that butter with the herbs. Drizzle that over top. Almost forgot about our mushrooms here. Get those on the board. Now we'll take our ground black pepper. Just kind of dress everything. And we'll take our pink salt. Finish everything off. Here we have it. Beautiful date night board. The only thing missing right now is a nice wine. Now we got this Base 3 Baco Noir unfiltered from Dancing Swallows Vineyards, which we did a tour of. We did some tasting there and learned a lot about wines and got real hungry doing that. Of course, we got our anniversary glass wine glasses here. Set that up. Here we have it. Beautiful date night meal, ready to eat in our own backyard. All right, before we plate this, we're just gonna grab a piece of meat here and give it a try. Here, I'll grab you a piece from the center here. You want me to cut it? I'll grab a piece that was right next to that piece. Here. Cheers. Got some great flavor. You bite through the meat, you taste the flavor of that beef, and then the top with all that seasoning comes through, just flavors the whole mouthful. Oh, there's such a tender bite. Just melts in your mouth. So much flavor. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna sit back and enjoy a delicious meal here. I encourage you, cook up a nice date night meal in the backyard. It doesn't have to be a tomahawk, just spend some time together. We'll see you on the next one.